check out the Wicked Arm.
am I doing? There is a caption and a description, but we gotta keep it PG, so I cannot show myself at the moment. You should be able to hear me. There's no muting going on my end. I'm currently trying to put my underwear on. You don't say. Should I be impressed? Are you the star of the show now? What is it? Kara's vids. She's now in charge. I'll check out the Wicked Arm.
Be careful. You need any money?
Appreciate it. Maybe drop some subscriptions for me. We're about to hit 260 and 21,000 views. We're gonna do some more exciting stuff once I get done with this. But the sub count has been slacking a little bit the past week. It might be my fault, or it might be due to the current political situation in my country. We're gonna use the blue pants. Yeah, and I recognize you. I was talking to the one who was pointing out that they're the only person in my stream. I don't expect views while I'm in the shower, bro. It just catches eyes. It gives me a few extra watch hours. No, you're a real one. You've been around for a while. Yeah, Kara, it was no offense intended. I was kind of being funny. But I think if you sub, you might like some of the stuff we do. We got music and food, nature, pets, cats, dogs, cars, open shirt, stink bug. There is no limit to what we produce here. Our production value is of the utmost quality. Give I had to briefly mute for a business conversation. She's walking. Does she feel down? Yeah, once we cut this off, maybe some of you guys go check out my shorts. The past few have not been as successful as they were last week or the week before. But we got some food stuff, some viral music attached. But we are trying to hit 22,000 tonight views. And I would appreciate any more subscribers that I can get. Maybe we can hit like 275. I can do some dancing stuff, or something that will catch the eye of the average YouTube scroller. She's walking over to his. We're down to 2 people. Anything we want to talk about while I'm still live? Any topics of interest? Any song requests? We have Scene Freak in the house. We make a rare exception for Scene Freak. You just missed me in the shower. That was oddly inappropriate. I wasn't actually showing myself in the shower, but I was in the shower while I had my stream going. I now regret my choice of words, but I think you know what I mean. I'm trying to locate my lighter with little success. You see the wicked arm? Oh, it's in my fucking pocket. The search was in vain. Definitely not a ginger. But you can call me one if you want. As long as you've given me some views, brother. Hold on, I gotta pause it. Skittle cat. Meow. Meow. It's just the way it is sometimes, big dog. You gotta work for a living. Sometimes you gotta pay the price. It doesn't really hurt that bad. I mean, it doesn't hurt at all. It didn't even hurt when it happened. We got more stuff to worry about than that. Scene Freak, how's your academics going? Your grades, your tests, your attendance. I don't want to be getting a bad progress report. Have you not seen all the cats yet? Everybody's fucking gone. Well, we'll probably just come back later. I thought there were like 5 people in here. Yeah. No, I see you. It's just, it's not worth lingering around with 1 or 2 people. I was just thinking Scene Freak was still here. Haven't heard from him in a while. Checking up on school. Trying to. Miss Mistas. Was there somewhere that you weren't wanted? You always welcome with the bug. We were just talking about, or I was trying to ask my friend Scene Freak about his school progress. I don't always constantly look at the chat. I just took a shower and I'm like wet and trying to do business stuff. It's humid as hell here, so my hair's probably not gonna dry. The music is the high school band beside my house. I think they're practicing. But I might be playing more music myself later, depending on viewership and my mood. That is a school bus decompressing its brakes at the exact same rate that the music was playing. You might have seen me dancing. I'm gonna make some tea and we can carve a pumpkin if we got enough interest. If we get more than 5 people showing up. we'll probably restart the stream in a few minutes. Or end it and then restart afterwards. Pranav, drop me a subscription. Come through later when we're doing more interesting stuff. I just got out of the shower. I've got wet hair and a wicked arm. Go. We got another brilliant performance by I guess it's the high school band. Now. 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 Yeah, it seems to be more popular when I'm grooving to the band. Harsh, I didn't see you here. My bad. Everybody drop me a sub. We're about to hit 260 something and 21,000 views. We're not gonna do anything if y'all don't make any noise. When's the baby due? That's yet to be determined. Knob cheese. Knob cheese, fucking Willy Dribble. It was just confirmed that I was pregnant a few days ago, so a due date has not been set. Are we gonna make some tea? We're gonna get the voice right. Because I've been sick. I'm still in a weakened state. Yes. That's a very... It seems like quite a substantive input. I'll take that into account. It's likely true that I am currently with child. I'm not aware of your statistical background, but we can go with that. I don't do much tutoring anymore, but we are considering getting back into some educational content. Philosophy, cognitive science, psychology, epistemology, syllogistic logic, analytical logic. I don't do much stats anymore. But I guess depending on your definition of the word, likely. Could be true. Dude's just out here being a damn menace. You're probably lucky that none of my mods are here, but I don't typically boot. Personal insults. I only got a few guidelines. Do you have any objective data to support that claim? Sounds a bit anecdotal to me. But we still got 3 people here, and I'm getting watch hours, so I will entertain you. If you have something substantive to say, like, beyond just like blathering basic troll shit. I do have some experience trolling myself, so I don't blame you. Poofed. Just watch some documentaries. Spoken like a person who has had 0 education in objective science. Watch a few documentaries. Go watch a few YouTube videos and you'll be convinced that the world is flat. That's not how we reach objective conclusions. Documentaries are not the arbiters of truth. That's why we teach logic and how to objectively reason. It's a skill that we're not born with. You have to learn it. You are right. America's educational system is vastly flawed. That's why I am such a proponent of it. But if you were willing to submit an IQ test or something, if you're interested in comparing or even having a rational debate live on my stream, you are more than welcome. You choose the topic. You suggest the topic. I'll confirm or deny if I'm equipped. Yes. Can you define truth? And what's your educational background? How many years did you spend in university? How much published research do you have? I'm pretty sure we're all waiting to hear, because this is going to be entertaining. I don't think you know much about me. And this is going to be up for good. So there's going to be some more people watching this later. When it's not just me on a shower stream. And when we're actually engaging on a panel. I'll give you a few seconds as I prepare my tea. Dude's still thinking of something to say. I'm telling you about truth. Yep. It's a topic that I taught for several years. Do you understand the concept of epistemology? The theory of knowledge? The distinction between truth and belief, between knowledge and belief? Dungeon Master. Can't say I'm disappointed with the results. Appreciate you coming through. I also was a kitchen manager at McDonald's when I was in high school and right after I got out, when I was in like 2-year college. I thought that video was funny as hell. We're not gonna get into that. And Knob Cheese is correct. 1 conviction. 34 felony allegations, I guess. I'm not like I'm not pro Trump or Kamala, but I definitely am happy with the way that things turned out. I know it looks like I have fucking greasy ass hair, but I just got out of the shower. It's like, and it's raining outside. So we struggling. And I rarely show my face. We normally got a mask on or something. I wouldn't say rarely. I mean, I show it every day, but not like this. What a great president. I wasn't, when I said we're not going to get into that, I wasn't speaking to you, knob cheese. We all about truth and education here. I was talking about the guy who brought up the Israel conflict. I don't feel confident enough in my knowledge of the situation to make a succinct point or come up with a valid or sound argument about that. You can talk about whatever the hell you want to. They're eating the dog. Yeah, that was funny as shit. I think a couple of you guys might be taking this too seriously. I mean, that's the point of education. That's why I taught. That's why I still try to teach. If y'all want to talk about like biblical stuff, morality, syllogistic logic, epistemology, cognitive science, cognitive psychology, linguistics, all that shit I've got a handle on, but you can only know so much. Verde, you had me confused yesterday. But we'll talk about it later. But yeah, anybody that's still here, all those topics I just listed, we down to discuss it. I prefer talking about morality or theology, you know, the Christian Bible, religion, logic, arguments, how to form arguments. Shit that most Americans don't give a fuck about. And that's why I'm so passionate about trying to educate. I'll give it a minute and see if any of you guys want to. Yeah, see, the thing, Dungeon Master, is I just told you I'm not informed enough. I have an opinion on it, but I don't know enough to carry on a conversation. So like, if you keep bringing that up, then we're gonna have Vamp boot that ass. I can look into it for you if you want to talk about it later, or you can come on stream or something. I just gave plenty of topics to talk about. Submit some ideas while I let my hair dry, and I'll be back in like 30 seconds. And Vamp, if he does it, just don't like ban him. Just do like a 12-hour timeout or something. If you're still here, you don't linger for too long. Ooh. Knob cheese, just bring up a topic other than the one thing that I said not to talk about. I didn't even say don't talk about it. I just said I don't want to talk about it. I can tell you guys are probably new here, or you're maybe trolls from old channels. But the people who actually know me know that I know what I'm talking about. That's why I give such a specific list of things that I am comfortable talking about. It's what 7 years of college education should provide the average American, but the average American doesn't care about education. They certainly don't care about knowledge or belief, or how to define either of those terms, or how to come to a belief. Cognitive biases is another thing we could talk about. That's what most of my research was in. Didn't have any college debt. Winter Melon, we appreciate you coming through. We're kind of getting low on viewers, but I had recommended that somebody come up with a topic that we could discuss for a few minutes. I just got out of the shower, so I'm like weird looking. An example of cognitive bias? I mean, I could list you a dozen of them. You mean like name a single cognitive bias? Recency bias. It's probably one of the most prevalent in, like, you know, pop culture. I mean, confirmation bias. I don't know what you're interested in. You know, I don't get the combativeness. That's not the way it works. You state a position, and then I tell you whether I disagree with it or not. You don't just sit back and, like a fucking hawk, and wait to pick on something, like an internet troll. I just got out of the shower. I'm wet as shit. I look weird. We're just trying to deal with the trolls, and then spank them with intellect, and then have it saved on the internet forever. Did you see the cat? Bro, just bring up a fucking topic and stop saying dude doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, I know what I'm fucking talking about. That's the point of this. You don't create cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are universal among humans. That's the point, is we have to learn how to navigate through them. That's why we need to learn logical practices, epistemology, the basic rules of logic. There are three: the law of identity, the law of non-contradiction, and then the law of excluded middle. And it's best demonstrated if I could draw it for you. I could explain them if you're actually interested, and not just trying to be a dick. You know, I was Jesus a couple months ago when I had like a 7-inch beard. No, biases are not created. I can send you some literature to understand what, I mean, we're talking about cognitive biases. That's a specific thing, like it's innate in humans. It's a result of evolutionary processes. Biases is a different thing than cognitive biases. That doesn't mean the same thing. Yeah, we think you might be the troll, Eram. You tell me a different way to say it every time, but We still keep you around. No, we don't create our biases. And we also don't choose what we believe. We come to conclusions based on our environment and through a series of cognitive processes. Like, a person doesn't choose to become a Christian or a Muslim. They don't have a choice there. You can choose to come out of it. They're tied together, I would say, but they're not. I wouldn't say they go hand in hand. But yeah, they play a role in, reaching a stereotypical view or conclusion. We got an atheist here. He might have something actually reasonable to say. So I can talk all day about atheism and theology. Atheists, give me something to talk about. From one to another. I am both an atheist, meaning that I lack the belief in a God, and I am ordained in the Christian church. That's all you got? Atheist and agnostic those aren't mutually exclusive concepts. You can be both. In fact, everyone is an agnostic, technically. Atheist just means that you lack the belief in a God. Agnosticism means that you lack knowledge. It comes from the Latin word gnosis. The A as a prefix just means lack of. Religious, it doesn't even fit in the same category. So I think it might do you well to read up a little bit on this. And I'm always down to talk about it. As long as you don't come out here being a fucking dick. Or I will get my boy on you. No, they're saying I don't have knowledge on it. That's why we're trying to fucking school them. And this shit's gonna be on the internet forever. You don't poke the fucking bug. This is the kind of stuff that makes me want to get more hardcore into educational content. Yeah, if you do not believe that a God exists, you are an atheist. If you don't claim to know that a God exists, then you are an agnostic. Religiosity is something, it's on a whole different category. It's not even related, or it's not directly related. No. You probably heard that from like Christian apologists or something. Or you're just using a different definition than what is standard. But if you were in a philosophy conference or a theological conference, these are the definitions that would apply. So like I am both an atheist and an agnostic because I don't believe that a God exists, and I also don't believe that a God does not exist. Like one is about belief and one addresses knowledge. So if you're a theist, you believe that a God exists. If you're an atheist, you do not believe that a God exists. It's not that you believe that a God does not exist. It's a lack of knowledge. It's like in a court case where you're either deemed guilty or not guilty. A court can't deem you innocent. So it's a lack of guilt or the presence of guilt. I don't know if that makes sense or not. And I also know that I'm not speaking to people in a college classroom. So I'm trying to simplify. I'm trying to make this stuff digestible to like the average YouTube scroller. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. Like I just actually care about. I can't comprehend what that even means, dungeon. What is the strongest truth you can say? I mean, I believe that we should all strive to believe as many true things as possible and as few false things as possible. That would be my philosophy. I don't know what you mean by strongest truth. You mean like the most true thing? If that's what you mean, then that doesn't make sense because true is true. That's the law of identity. A equals A. Truth equals truth. There can't be something that's more true than something else. It's either true or false. I might draw out a chart of this actually and like make a short on it. Well, I just said it. I mean, that's probably what I would boil it down to. Well, A equals A is the law of identity. I'm not sure that you listened to what I said, but you need A equals A to even believe that sitting in a chair is gonna, give you rest. That breathing is gonna keep you alive. That food is gonna sustain you. That putting one foot in front of the other is gonna make you move forward. That's the basic principle of how we fucking navigate the world that we live in. I mean, I can repeat it again. We should believe as many true things as possible and as few false things as possible. And that's going to give us the best toolkit to navigate the world while we're alive. And that's a constant struggle. No one is ever going to succeed in, believing all the true statements or claims in the world, or the inverse, but that should be the goal. Constant struggle. It's the curse of knowledge. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Sabina, we appreciate you coming through. Yeah, it looks like the tough guys are gone now, which is not surprising. But I'm not deleting this shit. Do you think truths make us free or rather unhappy? I don't think that that's a coherent question. I don't know how to interpret that. My hair is still wet. But there is a statistical, the more intelligent you are, the more likely you are to be depressed or unhappy, if that's what you're asking me. Yeah, the more you know, the more likely you are to be unhappy. I mean, there's a bunch of research on that. But I would just recommend doing some reading, like looking at the literature on these terms, so you have a more clear understanding on how to talk about them. Because I'm not able to make much sense of what you're asking or saying. I think you might benefit from that. You might come out with a new outlook on this whole situation thing. I see. Yep. I hope everybody has a good night. We're gonna come back later. Stay safe.